Okay, let's do this. Happy rainy Friday, everyone. Um, let's see. I missed yesterday's session because I was actually a doctor's appointment. I think I told you all that I had some weirdness going with my heart last year, a little over a year ago. And anyway, I have some arrhythmias, and they're called premature ventricular contractions, and I may need an ablation or something like that. So apparently, it's pretty routine stuff. Still my heart. So anyway, so I sort of bounced around from one doctor's office to the next, and I had this peculiar experience of boredom. And it was just interesting to just kind of hang out with boredom and explore that a bit. So I thought this quote here by James Clear is really apropos. Actually, it's not this one. Sorry, it's this one here. So the greatest threat to success is not failure, but boredom. We get bored with habits because they stop delighting us, right? So there's this, when we first start something new and we feel its impact on us, there is something exciting and tangible about it. It's like, whoa, that was really different. That's cool. But then our brain starts getting used to sort of certain repetitive activities, and it's one of the hardest things I think in any kind of behavior change or skill building activity such as we do here, is to maintain the consistency and the regularity of the practice. And I know for me the cycle is usually something like I feel really terrible because there's something I'm either doing too much of or not enough of, and I get really motivated and I kind of rally and I say, okay, great. New Year's resolution, here goes. Here's what I'm going to do. And I really get after it for, you know, sometimes a few weeks. And then this boredom or this routine kind of sets in. And oftentimes it's because I start feeling better. So there's this weird switch that happens where it's like, I feel better. I'm not that motivated anymore to do this stuff that is helping me feel better in the first place. And so I stop doing the stuff that's helping me feel better, and then I start feeling worse again. And then at some point I bump into that beginning of that cycle and I say, gosh, I should really get after it. So I think becoming aware of what's going on when that kind of boredom or that numbness or that just sort of blasé thing kicks in, and just to understand that the neurology that's going on there. And I had lots of experience with this in as I was sitting in waiting rooms and filling out, clipboards with forms for the umpteenth time. And I was well aware of this idea of this. My default mode network was very active. So that's this part of this our brain we spend a lot of time in, and you're kind of neither here nor there. You're kind of passive. You're not really engaged in anything. My mind is wandering. I probably had an earbud in and was listening to music while filling out forms. So I was really just kind of scattered. A lot of it had to do with me and what was going on. It was all very self-referential. Um, and then bouncing back and forth between past and future, kind of wanting to be anywhere but there, in that moment. And so the antidote to that is, well, to try to sort of do the opposite of these things, right? So if there's a sense of passivity in there, it's like do something active, like actively engage and the mind on a task. Um, Focus on something. So avoid that scattered like bounciness where we're just all over the place. Um, this is one of my favorites is shifting from self-referential thoughts, meaning it's all about me, and my emotions and my stuff, to actually look up. And ironically, a waiting room at a doctor's office is a great place to do that. Just try to start imagining, like, who are all these people and what are they in there for? And wonder what their heart conditions are, and wonder who they're going home to and what they're going to eat, right? So it's sort of focusing outside and having a more pro-social orientation instead of just being self-referential, and then being present. So I thought let's try that, and let's actually use this example. If you can think of a time that you were feeling just kind of blah and maybe bored, um, see if you can bring that to mind, and then close your eyes. And let's jump right into this memory. So see if you can go back to that. Waiting rooms in healthcare are awesome places for this. Let's see if you can remember sitting in the waiting room, Maybe you were early, and now, of course, they're running late. There's this temptation to distract with the phone. Right? What else are we going to do? Just notice the sounds and maybe even the smell of the waiting room. And the sense of boredom. What does it feel like in the body to be bored? Like, what's the affect? Let's see if you can connect with that. And there's something about boredom that the mind really dislikes. And so there's this constant pull when we're in the space of boredom or nothing really specifically is happening that's grabbing our attention. And we want to find something to focus our attention on. And nowadays it's usually the phone. So just see if you can connect with that part of you. It's like, how often do you just wait in a line or sit quietly in a public space or somewhere in your car without immediately wanting to reach for some form of external stimulation? So in the place of boredom or habituation, things are neither exciting nor are they terrible. We're just kind of in this middle region. And then notice how this experience of boredom in this situation, how it's a very close cousin or relative to the boredom that often kicks in when we're working on something, some kind of a skill, be it our meditation practice or working out or anything that we're trying to learn or that's novel, or it starts losing its luster. It's no longer as exciting as it once was, become a little flat. And that's why something like this group, which has a regular schedule, some sense of accountability is really helpful because it just kind of removes that the motivation necessary to do it. We just do it. We just show up and that neither here nor there feeling, that's the default mode network being active. Again, the antidote to that is presence. So imagine yourself back in the waiting room, feeling bored, and maybe instead of reaching for the phone, imagine yourself sort of sitting upright and intentionally focusing your attention on the present moment and just noticing breath coming and going, just like right now. Sensing the aliveness in the body in the present moment, heart beating. It is possible to make the seemingly mundane and boring kind of exciting. And even just focusing in on our body and how amazing it is that it's breathing and digesting and metabolizing, and brain is thinking and feeling, and all of these things are happening, and when we're bored, we just kind of miss that. We focus attention on all of those activities of vitality and just experience it and feel it. And then wishing the same for everyone in this waiting room, all the staff that are in front of their computers doing work, the other patients that are probably on their phones waiting. And just imagine radiating this vitality out to everyone in this moment, wishing them well, wishing them safety and happiness, and doing all of it from this moment right here, right now. So, really feeling and experiencing it in this moment. And savoring that sense of aliveness. Take a deep breath in through the nose, exhale through the mouth, relaxing the neck, shoulders, the chest, and hold 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. In and out. Keep pushing all the air out as much as you can. And hold 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Open your eyes. Come on back. Um, yeah, I don't know. I just hope that one landed. So if you find yourself feeling bored, or just kind of checked out this weekend, see if you can do what we just did there, which is really drop into just feeling the aliveness in your body, and um, yeah, try to radiate it outwards and see what happens. So have a great weekend, everyone. Stay dry.